So we've obviously been talking so much about all the nerfs. I think it's important now to talk about some of the best bots that have actually come out of this balance patch. I know those people will be like, oh, it's awful, every bit of it is awful. Let's be honest, guys, there are some good points to this patch. And it took me quite a while to sort of try out some different bots, different tactics, different combos, and struggled in war a bit because of that. But I'm going to talk about top 5 bots for me that I think improvements really made a big difference that I'm seeing to people using them in wars. Obviously, you still got the good bots like Minerva and Pipes. I'm not going to include them. I'm just going to include some of the bots that got some quite substantial buffs to be decent. So first bot on the list that I've been using in my war team is Brainstorm. And I've been using Brainstorm for a couple of different reasons. So great in an area, a bit like Air Raid, but what he's really good at, what I feel, is when you're trying to kill the cluster and you're trying to kill the MDS, I find it really useful that you can't stun the MDS with Air Raid, although Air Raid is still a viable option, but you can slow it with Brainstorm. And if you've got any electric in your team to try and kill the MDS or kill the defenses around it, then it does a really good substantial amount of damage. So I generally use Brainstorm to put on the cluster and the shield gen, take out the shield gen, it slows all the MDS down, so not doing damage against you, and then you can take them out with other bots as well just to finish them off, and it generally clears the whole area. For 4+3, it's really effective when you compare it to Air Raid at 3+2. It's quite similar in cost, it's 1 extra, but you get that utility that's slow. So this is why people are still using Air Raid still, but for me, I just prefer Brainstorm, and I think that they finally got it right with him. That he's slightly more expensive than Air Raid, but has that utility. And I kind of think that's where bots need to be. If you've got 2 bots that are quite similar, and one has that bit extra, it should be a bit expensive. And to be honest, I'm quite happy where he is. I think he's a really good bot and he's balanced right, and I think his cost is right, and I think he's done really, really well. Next bots we have is Tasmania Kid. So I've just spoken about that sort of cryo damage with stun, and this is a great combo bot to use along with Brainstorm. And it's a great amount of damage on his own, and it's a great combo bot as well. And I've been trying to find ways to use this electric and cryo together. And although Taz Kid's range is not amazing, it just means that you don't have to use them for Brainstorm, but you can do on front-loaded bases to clear a huge area. On back-loaded bases, you need to use Brainstorm with a different bot, but you can use Tasmania Kid still to clear that front area. The fact is that his melee doesn't help him. It's not great. He can get in a bit of trouble, but I just think he's absolutely brilliant at clearing an area. You'll find that you generally use the Alpha Swipe rather than the Omega Swipe, but for me, the Alpha Swipe clears a good area and just finish it off with the Omega Swipe if needs be. Will he get a nerf? Who knows? He is really, really powerful, but I still think that combo of him and Brainstorm in an area is still a really viable combo, even if he does get slightly reduced or a cost increase. Really good combo. Next up is Sunstreaker. So not only have they increased his damage, but they've also reduced his cost as well. And I'm finding people are using him from quite a long range away. So as you can see here, the range on Sunstreaker is absolutely substantial. Can pretty much clear from half the map. Really, really good buff to him. Combo with that acid and fire is really viable as well for that sort of cluster. Had to be careful for the anti-fire billbots. People have not switched over yet from the anti-fire billbots. I think because of the likes of Sunstreaker, because they're so viable and so good. So we're still seeing those acid fire cores on defense. But as we sort of see 5-star traps come into the game, as we see people starting to use cryo a bit more, I think we'll see a variation in billbots a bit more, and might even see Sunstreaker a bit even more viable. What we do need though is a long range acid bot. We can use the likes of Arc, we can use the likes of Acid Crimzeeks, but we don't have really any really long range acid bots that can help. Maybe Skydive, but again, as a 4-star, maybe not as desirable. But still a really, really good bot. Really, really viable. Next up, we've got Rust Dust. As part of her change, it was absolutely incredible the amount of damage she does. I mean, 8,000 damage is quite considerable. Using it twice, using 16.5k for 4 plus 3. Will she get a bit of a nerf going forwards? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe a slight tweak, but nothing crazy. But at 4 plus 3, so you're talking 11 ability points for clearing a whole area. That's pretty cheap. People comparing her to the new Leo Prime with the amount of range that she's got. And as you can see there, she's got a really considerable range. I'm just sort of using the ability twice like this in an area. Slacking them up, and you'll find that she does a great amount of damage. And next up, we've got a bit of a strange choice because this bot kind of got nerfed, but kind of got buffed at the same time. And that bot is Smokescreen. Now, the way Smokescreen was generally used was glass gas in an area and did damage against outpost bots and coupled with air raid, and that's the way it was sort of utilised. That's changed, obviously, with the reduction of glass gas. But the way you start using him now is that you can literally clear a defense from the launch pad. And what I've been looking at is you normally have 2 MDS, one with Vector, which is quite hard to kill, and one with another Prime Core, whatever it may be. But you can literally take that out for 4 shots from the launch pad with Smokescreen. So yes, it is 12 ability points, it's expensive, but because it's 3 plus 0, it means you can take that defense out from the launch pad. Still keep his cost at 3, so if you want to use him later on you can do. And you still got all them points that you need to get back at the bottom. So you can literally use him, take out 2-3 structures from the launch pad, then get all your points back at the bottom. It's an easy, simple way just to keep some defenses out of the reckoning. Really, really good change. Different utility. That 50% execute is interesting, the way it sort of works. You can literally do some damage in an area and then just snipe them and finish them off, which for me kind of makes sense. I feel like the 50% execute might reduce. They might get a bit nerfed. I even think they might even reduce his range eventually. Or increase his cost to 3 plus 1. Because of this reason, just because it's so easy to take out any defenses from the launch pad. But for the time being, I think he is a very good bot in a different utility, different way from what he was used before. And literally a staple in my war team before and a staple in my war team now. So it's always been nerfed in a way. He's also had a good buff, just need to change the way you use him. And that's the 5 bots that I think are really useful in the game right now that have had really good buffs from the update that they posted. So what do you guys think? Do you use any of these bots in your war team right now? Are you going to use any of these bots? Do you see some viable options in there? Let me know if you use them. Let me know if you're going to use them. And let me know what you guys think of the changes to these bots to help you more.